is ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Exactly 12 noon now. Welcome to CoreTV News. Let's begin with this story right now. The fourth executive governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayoshi, has been sworn in. The swearing-in ceremony held at the Oluyemi County Stadium in Ado-Ekiti was attended by the PDP hierarchy and the state governors. Fayoshi promised to run a people-oriented government as it takes the oath of office. Our correspondent Rashid has more.
The electoral process in the Ekiti governorship election held on the 21st of June 2014 came to a grand completion with the swearing-in of the governor-elect as the fourth executive governor in Ekiti. The Oluyemi Kayode Stadium was filled to capacity with PDP governors, former governors, ministers, and party stalwarts, accompanied by the national chairman of the party, Adamu Muazu, in attendance. Muazu thanked the people of Ekiti for voting in PDP and admonished Fayoshi to rule with the fear of God.
We thank you. We thank you. May God bless you all. Your son to do for you is a tough job. He needs your support. Ayo, God loves you. And the people of Ekiti love you. You must discharge your duty with the fear of God and with the love of these people. I pray that God will help you.
Fayoshi, who is taking oath for the second time as the governor of the state, decries the rise and death profile of the state. Reeling out his agenda, Fayoshi promises better life for Ekiti people.
I represent you. You are the Fayoshis that I represent. Am I correct? Yes. I am living for you. I am here to serve you. That is my assignment. And today I declare peace, prosperity, progress, employment, food, stomach infrastructure.
Party faithfuls in the state expressed joy over a fulfilled dream as they display optimism of a better government under Fayoshi.
Thank God for everything. And in fact, I cannot describe it more than it is glorious.
We know this is going to be an era of prosperity. It will be an era of peace in Ekiti because the people spoke. They made their choice. They got who they want. And I trust our governor that he will do very well for Ekiti people.
With the swearing-in of Governor Peter Ayodele Fayoshi for the second time as the governor of Ekiti State, the people of Ekiti are not new to Fayoshi, and Fayoshi is no doubt new to the people of Ekiti. But the political events that transpired between 2006 to this moment, it is indeed a new dawn in Ekiti State. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
And now, immediately after his swearing-in as governor, Fayoshi went straight to business to make some proclamations and burning issues. Our correspondent Rashid complete the report.
Expectedly, Fayoshi reversed with immediate effect all decisions taken by former Governor Kayode Fayemi at the tail end of his administration. Issues like creation of additional local councils, appointment of new permanent secretaries, and purported mass employment received the kick.
The governor lost election. He appointed 8 permanent secretaries when you don't have vacancies. To my amazement, he employed over 3,000 people. To my amazement, an outgoing government creating 19 extra local governments. It is unfortunate. It is sad. And I want to appeal to you to please give me all the necessary cooperation, understanding, because the next few months might be slightly rough.
Trust Fayose to leverage on the moment as the ongoing tensions surrounding the judiciary did not escape his attention.
As a leader, as a governor, I am the father of the state. And I am going to behave in that manner. I am going to work with the judiciary. I'm going to work harmoniously with the judiciary. We have to put all this in our past. I look forward to working with you, my CJ, Chief Judge. I want to assure you that all we need to do to move this state forward, we will collaborate together.
The media, which Fayose courted in good and bad times, also received his attention.
I'm appealing to the press. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. You have a role to play in the development of Nigeria. The press should please don't allow the truth to be perverted. It is true you have the last say, but say the last in the fear of God. For everyone shall come before God on the judgment day.
Ayo Fayose was impeached on the 16th of October 2006 and had his second oath exactly 8 years after. It is a second coming and indeed a second chance for the man dubbed the architect of modern Ekiti. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
The former head of state, Muhammadu Buhari, has picked up the presidential nomination form on the Progressive Congress. This come barely 24 hours after declaring his ambition to seek the party's nod to challenge President Goodluck Jonathan in next year's election, contrary to widely held view that he may not be able to afford the 27.5 million naira nomination fee. Buhari said the money came from his account. He later explained that he has always been self-reliant, so he was never going to depend on anyone to help pay for the nomination form.
I don't want to go and ask somebody to pay for my nomination. If you could recall, even the last ones I had, I always try to pay myself, at least for the nomination. But 27.5 million naira in these days. Thank goodness I have a personal relationship with the chairman of the manager of my bank in Kaduna. Put an early call. I think the forms are coming, whether I'm in red or green or black. You must honor this, otherwise I'll do the nomination. And I was about to go to Kaduna for a reason today. So I told the chairman, he said, well, you better pick your phone. And he kept a straight face. That means there are no excuse. So this morning, the bank manager here in Kaduna, in Abuja, the certain branch of Union Bank, and the First Bank, I sent one of my grandnephews to quickly go with the forms. I signed, and I got the paper, which is the National Organizing Secretary briefing. I thank God we have come to this stage. All speculation will now cease.
The presidency has described claims made by former head of state Muhammadu Buhari on the Jonathan administration as reckless and baseless. Buhari, while declaring interest in the presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress, argued that the level of corruption is worse under President Jonathan than any time in Nigeria's history. But President spokesman Reuben Abati accused the former head of state of making false claims for political gains.
President Jonathan will continue to carry forward his transformation agenda in the power sector and other areas. The president will not be discouraged or deterred from its objective of repositioning Nigeria for accelerated and inclusive socio-economic development by the partisan and jaundiced views of power seekers like General Buhari, who cannot see the obvious result of the current administration's efforts through their blinkered eyes. We also draw the attention of Nigerians to the total lack of originality in the hackneyed manifesto offered to Nigerians yesterday by the APC presidential aspirant, General Buhari. All that General Buhari promises to do are already being done by the Jonathan administration to the acclaim of ordinary Nigerians, and there is no evidence before Nigerians that the APC leader and his acolytes can do them better.
Nigeria's largest opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, has laughed off the presidency's claims that the party is still leading presidential aspirants as Sarah losers. Party chairman John Odigi Oyegun told journalists shortly after Muhammadu Buhari had picked up his nomination form at the APC Secretariat in Abuja that the 2015 will be different. He insisted that the People's Democratic Party will be faced with its biggest challenge since 1999, regardless of whoever ends up flying the party's flag at next year's election.
Well, it means that they are not good students of history and they are not realistic and practical. Before now, there had been no truly national alternative in this nation. Before now, we had the AMPP that was domiciled in the Northeast. We had the ACN that was largely domiciled in the Southwest. Of course, they had members all over the place. We had the ABGA that was largely domiciled in the Southeast. These three forces have been welded together. Today, we have a national party that is represented, the APC, strongly in every corner of this nation. Today, man, woman, child are crying for change. The dynamics are different, and I pray they continue to misread the signs. That will be good for us.
Now, Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso on Thursday formally informed members of the All Progressives Congress caucus of the National Assembly of his intention to seek the party's presidential ticket. The governor reeled out his achievements in the last 3 years, but also justified why the party's presidential flag bearer should emerge through an elective process. According to him, it has always been easy for the People's Democratic Party to defeat opposition candidates in previous elections because none of the challengers emerged through proper elections.
People are worried, are very much concerned about the issue of primary election. Let me tell you that our Constitution has provided for consensus. It has also provided for election. And for those of us in PDP, we know who are in PDP. For those of us who came from PDP, we know the advantages and disadvantages of primary election. But if you look at it very critically, from 1999 to 2011, every year, or election year, PDP was having primary election. Even when we had sitting president, in 2003 and 2011, we had primary election. But all other parties were not doing primary election in the actual sense of it. They sit down and look at faces and say, you. That's a guesswork. Yes, maybe he's number one here, but when we go to the field, he may not be number one. And that is why I am personally calling for consensus. But if it doesn't happen, I believe primary election is also good for the party.
Earlier, Senate President David Mark had categorically told Kano State Governor and all People's Congress presidential aspirant Rabiu Kwankwaso that he cannot support his presidential ambition on the platform of the APC. Mark said this when the governors paid him a courtesy call in order to brief him as well as solicit his support for his aspiration. The Senate president also told him to feel free to return to the People's Democratic Party if he fails to pick APC presidential ticket. Kwankwaso, who described Mark's leadership of the National Assembly as powerful and responsible, said the Senate president had no choice but to support his ambition as a former federal lawmaker. The Yoruba Unity Forum is not happy about the recent addition of 38,000 polling units by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The forum described the development as a twist by desperate politicians to manipulate the outcome of the 2015 general elections. A correspondent, Oluwaseyi Adigoke, attended the forum's meeting held at Ikanaramo in Ogun State. Her report is presented from our studios.
Apart from the fact that the forum wants the federal government to subject the outcome of the national conference to a referendum, the meeting also took a decision to stop INEC's chairman Atairu Jega from implementing the planned creation of additional 30,000 polling units for the 2015 general elections. Secretary General of the forum, Anthony Adefuye, tasked INEC on the need to make clarification on the polling units in order to guard against undue speculations in the political arena.
I'm not quite clear the criteria that were used to declare these 30,000 polling units, for which 22,000 were located in the north and only 8,000 was located in the south. If you look at the population of the north and south, you cannot get a disparity of 20,000 polling booths. The total polling booths in the southwest is not even up to 22,000 polling booths. So if you now increase the total polling booths of the north by 22,000, we need a lot of explanation or total cancellation of the process.
Well, I think that INEC should do more consultation, and then after which they can arrive at what to create more. What has happened shows that they have not consulted well. They have not consulted well, and that is what is affecting them. So I want to recommend to INEC to do further consultation, after which all stakeholders can embrace whatever decision they are going to take on the creation.
The forum also advised the federal government to wake to its responsibility and vigorously tackle all the challenges confronting the nation, especially Boko Haram, corruption and unemployment in the country.
We'll take a break now. We'll be back shortly after this timeout. Join us again.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
Until the end of our time, and the legitimate authority to govern this country.
He gave me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of Osun State and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on CoreTV News.
Glad to have you back now. For more information on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/CoreTV News, and our Twitter handle @CoreTV News IG. Visit our YouTube page, youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space, then news. Journalists covering the trial of 59 soldiers charged with mutiny have been barred from covering the court's proceedings. A chairman of the General Court Marshal, Musa Yusuf, argued that the decision was taken in the national interest. He, however, assured Nigerians that journalists will be allowed to cover the ruling. Participants at a one-day workshop to mark the 30th International Day of Peace say Nigerians must imbibe the core values oneness for peaceful national coexistence. They also stressed the need to contribute to alleviating the tensions and causes of conflict among people and communities. The workshop, which was held in Abuja, is tagged Building and Sustaining Bridges Across Divide for Peaceful Coexistence in Nigeria. The report.
The importance of peace as a critical component for development cannot be overemphasized. It is in view of this that analysts say the challenges of social, religious, ethnic, and political differences must be addressed directly. They also want ties that bind the citizens to be established as well as strengthened.
We have seen a lot of things happening in recent times that are seeking to undermine the integrity of the Nigerian state, to undermine the peaceful coexistence of our people, that are tending to make us begin to think again as if we were in those dark ages and days. Before now, you'll discover that we succeeded in putting some bridges across divides. We established unity schools. We established the NYSC program, which allowed for cross-fertilization and ethnocultural interactions and even cross-cultural marriages. But all of a sudden, you begin to see issues where people want to see themselves as of one particular faith against the other. And we have put this together to allow us celebrate those little beacons of light that we do have that actually are providing us light and taking us through peaceful coexistence.
We are having a crisis in the country, and so we need to talk about peace so that Nigerians can remain united and peaceful, because without peace we cannot move forward, we cannot develop as a nation. And so there is a very strong relationship between what this program is all about and the need and pursuit for peace in our country.
But while some people demanded a return to the old institutions of coexistence, others say sports, music, and education are the answer.
You know, we're all talking about peace, reconciliation, but nobody's actually at the moment had said what actually brings about peace. So from my experiences, I was just giving examples of the things that I've seen that have given peace. I also give the other side of things where there has been war situations, but the things which naturally give peace. And we've seen that it's sport, music, and education. And in my field, it's always been sport. And it's been so superior to be able to stop wars, and that's all over the world.
The consensus by participants at the workshop is that Nigerians must acknowledge and strive to protect the indivisibility of Nigeria.
You're still watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take another break. We'll be back shortly. Join us again.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
In Nigeria now, the World Health Organization is to ramp up efforts to prevent Ebola spreading beyond the 3 countries most affected by the deadly virus. 15 African countries have been prioritized according to top WHO official Isabella Nuttall at the Geneva News Conference. U.S. public health officials have been questioned at a congressional hearing on perceived failings in how the U.S. had dealt with cases. The transmission of the Ebola virus remains intense in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. She said there was a spike in the Guinean capital Conakry and intense transmission in Freetown, the capital of Sierra Leone. In the Liberian capital, Monrovia, she spoke of significant underreporting and problems with data gathering, making it hard to reach firm conclusions. But there was a drop in the number of cases in Lofa district overall. Cases were doubling every 4 weeks, said Dr. Nuttall. The WHO's director of global capacities lacked a response, and the death toll was expected to go above 4,500 this week. She added that countries in the region must be prepared while listing Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gambia, Ghana, Mauritania, Nigeria, South Sudan, and Togo. She highlighted 4 nations directly bordering the worst affected area: Ivory Coast, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, and Senegal. Well, and that's a wrap on CoreTV News at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Frank Omalape. Bye for now.